Hello. Beep, 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 beep. Hello, good peeps, and how are we? We are in Ireland. Hello, Ireland, the beautiful Emerald Isle, a gorgeous, gorgeous part of the world, who have recently had elections. Yes, we like those because it allows us to get shot of the lefties. Unfortunately, Ireland didn't. Well, there's lots going on the Irish front. I'm told reliably by my Irish warrior teachers. Hello, folks, how are you? But we've got a picture of this chap here, as you can see, which is former Minister for Justice, Charlie Flanagan. Now, Charlie, he's been in the game a long time. I'm here, Charlie. Hope you're doing well. And he's posted on Twitter. So it's interesting that he's posted, but he's getting a hard time, which has also interested me. People are moaning and, well, you didn't say anything before. It's really interesting when you see somebody comes forward and says something. There's a few people that are peaking at the moment, and you watch them and you can see them going through a process, which we cover in the seminars with the winning mindset. But this is very interesting for me because I think it's something that we have to remember. People start going, "Where you been? Why haven't you said anything? Hang on, you haven't piped up before. Why are you piping up now?" Which I find really annoying. Okay, I find really annoying. Right? You could say that about all of us. People have been rabbiting on about this since the 1980s, and yet some of us didn't get here to 2016, 18, 21. What does it matter? What does it matter? There's no good saying, "Oh, now you talk." Well, they might have only just realised what's going on. Everybody seems to think this is like something that you flick a switch. It's not something that you flick a switch. It's a gradual process. Most of us that are involved in this to any depth could do a bloody PhD in the subject by now. I was talking to one of my fellow YouTubers last night in the winning mindset, Maria McLachlan, who said, you spend the first 18 months, 2 years when you finally twig what's going on, looking, learning, reading, understanding. So for the love of God, when somebody finally goes, "Hang on, there's something wrong here," can we at least go, "Thank goodness you're asking. Here's, there's more to this than you know. Let's keep going. I'm glad you're wanting to understand and learn." It's the ones like Stella Creasy, who stood up in Parliament making an absolute horse's padoot of herself, calling for the damage of children. They're the ones that we should be worrying about. How come the Labour isn't ejecting these people? Her and Dawn Butler and Nadia bloody Whitland Bay Prawns. Why aren't they ejecting these people? Why aren't they? I don't get it. So let's give, Charlie his due. So, a little bit more understanding for those folks who come to us and go, "Okay, hang on, something's wrong." Because that's what he said. There's Charlie, all right? So let's see what Charlie had to say. Former Minister for Justice calls for investigation into Irish kids sent to Tavistock. Yes, yes, yes. Charlie Flanagan has called on the incoming government to investigate the role of the HSE in sending Irish children to the now disgraced Tavistock Gender Clinic in the UK. Responding to news that UK authorities have now put an indefinite ban on the use of puberty blockers for under 18s, Flanagan, who is also a former Minister for Children, posted on X saying, "Investigation into the role of the HSE Live in the matter of hundreds of Irish children treated at the discredited Tavistock Clinic in London needs to be on the agenda of the incoming Irish government." That's the tweet there. Links for you as usual in the doobers. Gript previously reported figures released to independent TD Carol Nolan, which revealed that between 2012 and 2022, 129 Irish children were referred to the now disgraced gender clinic. The NHS announced in July 2022 that Tavistock, which facilitated sex change therapies for children, don't like the wording, but then, let's not get hung up on that for today, would be closed down after an independent review by Dr. Hilary Cass found the clinic's approach was unsafe, that it overlooked other mental health problems in children, failed to collect data on the safety of puberty blockers, and did not subject the treatments administered to children to normal quality controls. In other words, they were experimenting on kids. One of the findings of the Cass report was that staff felt under pressure to adopt an unquestioning affirmative approach to children who said they desired to change their sex, a life-changing, sometimes irreversible set of therapies and procedures with, I'm going to add in there again, as I usually do, a 100% failure rate. Trans has a 100% failure rate. Okay? Yesterday, UK authorities placed an indefinite ban on the use of puberty blockers for children under 18 after an expert panel found that there was insufficient evidence that the powerful drugs were safe for use. The British government said that the Commission on Human Medicines, the CHM, has provided independent expert advice that there is currently an unacceptable safety risk in the continued prescription of puberty blockers to children. It recommends indefinite restrictions while work is done to ensure the safety of children and young people. But this is where I get annoyed, because we don't need work. We just need to stop it. All of it. The entirety of it. Anything to do with gender. Close these damn clinics. And put gender where it belongs, on the back burner while we deal with the psychological problems of these individuals. Since 2015, 238 Irish children were referred to Tavistock, which operated a satellite gender clinic out of Crumlin's Children's Hospital in Dublin. In a chapter of investigative work in Time to Think, dedicated to Irish patients of the Tavistock Clinic, BBC journalist Hannah Barnes interviewed Dr. Paul Moran and Professor Donal O'Shea of Ireland's National Gender Service, the NGS. Both have expressed serious concerns for the way in which children referred to the Gender Identity Development Service, GIDS, at the Tavistock Clinic in London were treated. In a report published in The Times, UK journalist Patrick O'Donoghue quoted Dr. Moran as saying, "Endocrinologists started noticing that these people were experiencing a lot of problems. A lot of them weren't ready for this." They'll never be ready for it, Dr. Moran, right? They'll never be. Thank you for blowing the whistle, but they'll never be ready for it. Nobody is ready for it. You can't change sex. This is Frankenstein level stuff, and the whole thing ends. He continued, "Generally, what would happen is the endocrinologist would contact me saying, 'Listen, I've got this kid here. We took him over the Crumlin, and he looks very unwell, depressed, or he's self-harming.' That's when we started to notice there's a problem here with the assessments. Shockingly, it was reported that in many cases, Crumlin's Children's Hospital did not have the children's medical files." I mean, have you got the kid's medical file? No, that's all right. Don't worry, he's trans. Frankenstein level. According to the report, Professor O'Shea said that the social situation was so chaotic that the idea that you could just jump in with hormones and start treating without social work input, without liaising with the school, the key worker, it was clearly potty. It was also reported that the Tavistock Clinic was peddling unscientific fiction by advertising infinite possibilities in relation to so-called gender identity. The clinic displayed a character called the genderbread person, with the Telegraph claiming that children were signposted to activist groups, gendered intelligence. It continues. This is where the long march through the institution has led, not in the Marxist sense, but in the postmodernist cultural Marxist sense. Positions of authority occupied by ideological activists who sent Irish children to Britain to be neutered and mutilated. Sick. Well done to Charlie Flanagan for speaking out. Investigation, then prosecution required. O'Gorman has a lot to answer for. It's a wonder he has not already been charged. So these are the comments we're seeing. These are the things that people are saying. People like you and I. Well, maybe not like you and I. People who are waking up, shall we say. Yeah. O'Gorman has a lot to answer for. People like O'Gorman and all the others who push this crap as being good and based on medical advice should never be let forget what they did when this gender nonsense comes to an end. If only Charlie Flanagan had been braver to speak out sooner when in government, but at least he is now. It sounds like a horror movie or human trafficking of sick exploitation of children, yet it's real, not a movie. The establishment controls all this. The likes of Soros funnels money through multiple NGOs and businesses. This is what you're seeing. This is the response to Charlie speaking out. Ireland, you're waking up. That's what it looks like to me. Let's hope that we can see the seriousness taken on by the new Irish government and that we are able to eradicate the idea of gender and trans from the public sphere wholly and fully, and then ensure there are no loopholes that mean it can ever return again. Thanks for watching. All right. I'm off. Ta-ta.